Today I'm going to share 3 reasons you should be using more serve formations in doubles, no matter your skill level. We're going to cover the 3 types of serve formations as well, and then at the end I'm going to show you some examples of different serve formations being executed really well. So before we get to the 3 reasons, I want you to imagine for a second. So you're playing doubles. Let's say you play 4 times a week and you go out and you play matches. And every single time you're out there, you are returning from the deuce court. And every single time you're returning from the deuce court, you hit cross court returns. Let's say you're hitting 50 cross court returns every single match. That's 200 cross court returns every single week. So let's say you continue that over the course of the month. That's 800 cross court returns from the deuce court per month. At the end of that month, do you think you're going to be pretty good at hitting cross-court returns from the deuce court? I would say the answer is probably yes. So let's say that next month, your first match out, a team does this to you. And all of a sudden, you have to hit a return down the line. In the last month, you've hit 800 cross-court returns and 0 down the line returns. Do you think your chances of winning that point are going to be better or worse by having to hit this down the line return? Definitely, they're going to be worse. You have not practiced that at all. And that is the big advantage we get as club level doubles players using serve formations. Very few teams do it. Almost everyone uses regular formation. So almost every returner that you face is used to returning cross court against regular formation. By simply using serve formations, you're going to give the returners something that they rarely see and that they rarely practice, and that odds are they're not as comfortable doing. So think about that next time you're out there and you're not sure you want to be using these formations. So there's 3 different types of formations. Again, the most common that almost everyone uses at the club level is regular formation. The server is somewhere between the center service mark, maybe a little closer to the singles line, serving cross court, and then the server's partner should be right in the middle of the service box. If they want to be a little bit closer to the net, that's okay too. But do not stand too close to the singles line, especially on your partner's first serve. The second formation you can use is the I formation. So the server shifts a little bit closer to the center service mark here, and then the server's partner moves a little bit closer to the net, and they crouch down low, creating this kind of I between the returner, the server's partner, and the server. It creates a line through here. And from here, the server's partner can shift to their left or shift to their right. You can call all sorts of plays, which I'll get to in a future lesson. And then the last type of serve formation you can use is Australian formation. And that is when the server and the server's partner stand on the same side of the court. So the server's partner is going to stay a little bit closer to the center service line than they will the singles line so that they can apply pressure here. And then the server is going to serve from really close to the middle. And after they serve, they're going to shift to the left, covering the down the line return. So those are the 3 types of serve formations. I recommend you use all 3 if you can. And there's a few reasons for that. So number 1, variety typically wins in doubles. If you use variety against your opponents, they're not going to find a rhythm. You're going to keep them playing bad. And that's the number 1 way to win a doubles match. You want to be forcing errors. You want to be making them uncomfortable. And using variety is a great way to do that. So if they see regular formation for 2 points in a row, and then all of a sudden you switch to Australian formation for 2 points in a row, and then you go to I formation for the next 2, your returner in the deuce court here is not going to be able to find a rhythm on their returns versus if you use the same thing every time, even if it is I formation. So variety typically wins in doubles. What this also does is it creates a lot of stress for the returner. And our goal as the serve team is to create pressure and create stress. And a word I like to use a lot is chaos. I like to call it controlled chaos. And we want to create chaos in the return team's mind, and especially the returner's mind, by working together as a team, the server and the server's partner. And we do that with different formations, different movement, different play calls, things like that. And then the last reason to use different serve formations is to get the server's partner more involved at the net. So one of the common things I see running regular formation for a lot of club level players is the server's partner rarely gets a serve +1 volley. So the serve goes cross court, the returner hits the return cross court, and this player is rarely involved. The return almost always gets back to the server because they're afraid to poach. They don't know how to poach. They have trouble timing the poach. Maybe they aren't confident with their volleys. If you can use some of these different serve formations, it forces the server's partner to get involved at the net. And even if they don't have great volleys, this is still a good thing because you can put them very close to the net. They'll hit a few volleys, maybe off their frame. They'll use the entire racket and they will trickle over the net and hit a lot of winners. They'll also force a lot of errors by trying to force the returner to redirect the ball down the line. So there's tons of benefits to using different serve formations. Do not be like every other club team and use regular formation every time. If you do that, then you're just going to have to really outwork your opponent rather than outsmart them. And for me anyways, it's a lot more fun to outsmart my opponent than to try to outwork them. So next, let's look at a couple of examples of each of these types of formations and teams that are doing it the right way.